What's up, residents? So this looks a little different to you guys, I bet. That's because we're doing a little collaboration between, Dangerville, and we have Joe from GojiCenter, and we're rocking the whole BEASTHUB sort of vibe of our little podcast that we do, which if you haven't checked that out, go check it out after this video. And of course, we have our special guest, Mr. Johnny, otherwise known as Riot, otherwise known as 700 other different things. You guys have definitely seen his face on React videos and all sorts of stuff like that on the internet.
What's going on, fellas?
Yeah, so we're going to go and kind of, since we got this kind of trio of what I like to call badasses here, we're going to go and talk about some MonsterVerse, when we should expect, some more news, some news drops, some big info drops, because right now, we're kind of all waiting. We know it's going to come, and so we just got to talk about when we can expect some more MonsterVerse things. So
it's a good time to be a MonsterVerse fan.
It is a very good. There's so many different things,
and it's best time.
Yes, and it's not just the MonsterVerse. We got Toho stuff. We got independent stuff in the works. We got some comic books. There's all sorts of good stuff. So stick around, guys. You're not gonna want to miss all the cool info drops we have for you, and potentially sometimes to get excited and get kind of hyped up for another trailer or another teaser, or we get to see Orangutan again, maybe. So let's get right into it.
I can't wait to see more of that guy. Oh my god.
Well, here's a good way to kind of segue into our first little talk right here, and that is Skull Island, the animated series. First off, do we think there's any chance that we're going to see any of these ancient Kongs like Orangutan? Yeah, there's Joe's poster. He somehow got a poster already. It's not even released, and
I sneaked into the HQ and I stole it.
Someone
Bro is gonna get sued for that.
Yeah. In the background right now, Legendary's typing that freaking email all angry like. So, do you think we're gonna see any whether it's back in time or any sort of future segments or whatever, kind of being like, hey, here's some backstory to this Kong villain we just introduced?
I'm predicting a freaking cave painting of something dead similar to it. That'll be our main teaser for it.
The MonsterVerse loves to do their cave paintings. If you want to get any sort of information, throw it on a wall in the background and let the fans go nuts, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm with Riot on that one. I think there should be some sort of cave
There has
scene.
to be, right?
Yeah, because there's always a cave scene in almost every MonsterVerse movie. There could have been a lot more in Godzilla vs. Kong. It got deleted, unfortunately, but I mean, technically it was kind of there. It was just not on camera, right? On this one, I think there will be some backstory stuff, and maybe I hope we see some Orangutan there or whatever. That would be super cool, and just a good thing to tie everything together. Because we need something that glue everything together.
It's all supposed to align, right? Every single bit of MonsterVerse, this show, the live-action show, which we're going to talk about, all of it's supposed to kind of hype up the movie, because the movie's where they make the big money, right? So it's all supposed to build the hype of the MonsterVerse. So I think in our 8 episodes of this Kong Skull Island cartoon thing, we're going to get hopefully some good bits of lore. So each episode's going to be about 20 minutes long. I don't know if you guys have seen that yet. That's kind of typical cartoon length, kind of blow right through it. So 8 episodes, 20 minutes long. They might as well just release it as the Skull Island movie, but they want to do TV shows that everyone's going to binge watch.
Those bastards. I'll tell you what, one thing, if we do see something cave painting wise, I don't know why I just thought of this. My community's been in uproars regarding this dude's hairline, and I cannot wait to put this argument to rest. If we just get a peek at where it rests, because
the new guy,
because he looks either completely bald or there's some, I don't know. I cannot wait to put that to rest.
Probably on the back of his head, dude. It's
that's what they say, but I swear I see a hint of a shadow. I don't know. We'll figure that out.
There is a video topic right there. Is the new Kong going bald?
I'm not gonna cheer for him if he's just walking out there with no hair or anything. He's an ape, for God's sakes.
We're gonna put a poll. We're gonna put on poll on BEASTHUB, and we're gonna put the results. We're gonna see
check it out.
Yeah. We're gonna see where his hairline's at. So make sure you follow Dangerville, BEASTHUB, and Riot. We're gonna be putting polls up, and let us know where you guys think his hairline is, because it's gonna be great.
Anything to kind of hype up this Kong Skull Island, or this Skull Island TV show, I guess they're just calling it, because it kind of seems like that trailer. It's got 500,000 views on both Netflix's account and Legendary's account, which
that's
is
not a lot.
it's not a lot for like a big, huge production, you know? Like that new Empire teaser, it got like, I don't know, it was at 3 million views, and it wasn't even a teaser, it was a title reveal video, right? So the general audience isn't really, I mean, they're kind of peeking at it. I think that most of the diehard MonsterVerse fans are, you know, accounting for that 500,000 views. But like, for you guys' opinion, like, why do you think the general audience just didn't really get excited for this trailer like they did for the new Empire little teaser thing?
Okay, well, I'll go first. I think people just haven't been given a good chance to look at this. This is new for the MonsterVerse. A lot of people are kind of like on the fence with this. There really hasn't been a cartoon-ish take onto a MonsterVerse installment. The closest we've gotten was a comic, right? But we haven't really gotten a cartoon, and we were promised an anime, and if you took a look at the trailer, it doesn't look,
it's a cartoon
anime.
We were promised an anime. I remember that.
Yeah, the guy. This is a thing with Legendary, is that, like, you know, they set themselves up for a little bit of a kick in the nuts with this trailer, this announcement of this show, because, you know, for the last 2 years we got hyped thinking that we were going to get an adult-centered, because the same people that made Castlevania and then their Blood of Zeus thing, very adult cartoons, right? We were expecting to get blood and gore and over-the-top guts and just, like, nudity maybe even, and some crazy villagers like running
topless
around.
Brie Larson, perhaps?
Yeah, sure, why not, you know? Like, we were expecting all of that. And on top of that, they said Skull Island anime, which when you think anime, you think something like the recent Cyberpunk special that Netflix did, to where that one, I don't know if you guys seen it, but it was super gory on Castlevania level, like people blowing up and like,
damn, I might watch it.
Watch it, bro. It's good, because but be careful. It'll make you be a little bit kind of turned off at this new Skull Island show a little bit, because it's like that's what they put in our head to get us hyped for, to expect, and then it's probably still going to be a really fun and exciting show, but it's just not what we expected it to be, and I think that's why it's kind of lulling. But when the show comes out, June 22nd, if you aren't aware, that's the next big MonsterVerse release. June 22nd is when the show starts on Netflix, very soon, and we might even get the next little glimpse into the show sooner than that, June 13th, 14th, or 15th, because during those dates, the Las Vegas Licensing Expo is taking place. Now, you probably have no idea what that is, but what that is pretty much over in Vegas. All the companies, like whether it's a movie studio or it's a TV studio or a video game, or hell, if you're just like selling a shoe or something, they all come together and they pretty much bounce ideas off each other, and they kind of collab, like what we're doing right now with our we got like 4 different channels kind of like coming together right here. So same sort of thing. Regarding that expo, both Toho and Legendary are set to make appearances. Ooh, so do you guys think we're gonna get like a collaboration between Legendary and Toho, like they're promoting their next future works? You know, I think we're gonna get any big reveals at this expo. It is a week before the Skull Island show comes out.
Well, possibly, because it's an expo. I hope there's like new like promo material for like a show, or maybe even figures from the Skull Island show.
That's what I was thinking, figures for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think we're gonna get like a big trailer or a teaser or anything like that for either the MonsterVerse or the new Toho movie. But regarding those projects, I think we're gonna get possibly an official logo for the Godzilla Zero, which is the new Toho movie coming out in November of this year.
That's a cool name.
Godzilla Zero. It just sounds like
fancy.
something you'd get from Toho
like
as well.
Cryptic.
Too, you know? Yeah, I like it. So I think there's a good chance that maybe we see a figure for this Godzilla revealed there. You know, you want to go and hype something up, that's the way to do it. You get your your Godzilla revealed at this event, then the toy pictures leak out to the public, and then us YouTubers start being like, whoa, and then your hype starts. So
that's what we do.
That's what we do. And regarding the Legendary's role at this expo, I think that they'll probably talk about Dune, because they're obsessed with that, and they'll talk a little bit about the MonsterVerse. I imagine that they're gonna probably give us maybe some Kong toys, that kind of something to hype up this show.
I never even saw Dune. Show. That Timothy guy bugs me. He's got his face is way too sharp. I can't do it. I can't watch it.
Thank you.
Yeah, sand that sucker down.
That just made you go like, oof on the coolness level in my book, because I like, as soon as we ain't gonna talk about it, but I don't like it. So anyway, but this expo, I think we're gonna see some cool stuff there for both Godzilla and, well, Godzilla for Toho and for Legendary, and Kong as well. Hopefully. So that's pretty soon, guys. In the next 2 weeks, expect to see more on that. And speaking of merchandising and cool little collectibles, we have pretty much an official reveal coming from our friend DopePope. He's got a new, what he is calling GoDaiju model kit from a GoDaiju model kit. Yeah. So I have a little picture for you guys.
DopePope is one of the coolest freaking people on the internet, I swear to God.
Dude, I always call him like the elder Goji fan, because he's like, you know, he's older than us, and but he's so cool because he gets on our level, and he's like one of the very few of, like, you know, pre-YouTuber world kaiju people that's been so friendly and like welcoming, and like he like wants to work with us young kind of internet weirdos. And
what a
he's
Chad.
a great guy.
Yeah,
he is
like
Chad. Yeah,
he's like the S tier of the Godzilla community. Right?
Yeah,
he is. He's the foundation.
Yeah, and speaking of the foundation or the S tier, look at his figure that he's trying to sell here in this new model kit. It almost looks like some sort of form on like Shin Godzilla. I don't know if you guys are able to see it or not, but I'll make sure it pops up on the screen for everyone else to see.
If Shin Godzilla was actually a good viable fighter.
If Shin Godzilla was cool looking, this is what it would be. You know, like,
he is cool looking, man. What the hell? He's gorgeous. He's disgusting. He's got the most disgusting feet in the monster. Or he's not in the MonsterVerse, but he's amazing.
I get what you're saying. The monster universe.
Yeah.
So like, yeah. Now I think that's a great looking model. So if you guys are interested in this, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown, and I'll make sure there's tons of links and stuff to, you know, look at all the details, because there's a lot of collectible talk that is beyond me, right? So this thing's going to be a couple of different versions. One's going to be 12 inches tall. One's going to be 15 inches tall. So instead of it being like a little toy, it's like a straight on like statue, right? So this thing is going to look cool. So if you want one of these GoDaiju figures from DopePope, I'll make sure and leave links to that down below. I just wanted to show that to you guys because Dope's a good friend and we want to be able to help him. And this freaking collectible is freaking badass. So Godzilla is awesome. I'll leave links down to that. All right, but let's get back on track talking about the MonsterVerse. That's what we really want to hear about, right? So when's Beyond the Skull Island show? Calm down there, Joe. I know you're getting excited. Beyond
I love the MonsterVerse.
Beyond the Skull Island show, releasing June 22nd. The next biggest chance of seeing something revealed will be July 19th to July 23rd with this year's San Diego Comic-Con. I'm sure you guys know all about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so if you don't know anything about this, or why you think it's any more special than any other Comic-Con around the country, it's pretty much the big cheese out of all the Comic-Cons. It's their Super Bowl. It's their biggest event. And it's where usually all our massive franchises that we love go. And if they're going to reveal some stuff for any future projects, that's the time they're going to do it. So one popular one in the MonsterVerse that some of you guys watching this may remember, King of the Monsters, Godzilla King of the Monsters, the 2019 MonsterVerse movie. Big presence at San Diego Comic-Con back when that movie was released. Yeah, like it stole the show. It had that trailer released. Everybody was like, holy crap. It was honestly one of the coolest times as like a Godzilla fan, because the general audience gave a crap about like Godzilla and all these old Toho monsters.
Yeah,
it
was a good day because, you know, you're a fan of Rodan, Mothra, Ghidorah, and then you're like, whoa, I'm finally getting to see these again in the big screen. Not only like, you know, their old Toho iterations, but like new, modern, you know. And then Godzilla 2014 was really good, and then now you're gonna see Godzilla again, and he looks different. It was like a big ball of awesomeness that just
it really was. And then for Godzilla vs. Kong, we didn't really get anything, but a lot of that had to do with the pandemic going on. Everything was thrown out of whack. Legendary was thinking if they revealed too much that no one's gonna want to care about it, which is like a rumor going on about King of the Monsters, that they showed too much at that Comic-Con. Regardless, I think this Comic-Con we're going to see a lot of MonsterVerse stuff because there's so much, you know, compared to the other movies, to where there were the other situations where there was just one movie. We have a TV show, the live-action TV show. We have multiple comics, which I expect we're going to see something at Comic-Con regarding a comic or two,
Dude,
right?
that we're gonna see absolutely nothing. You know how they are. It's either
Oh, man.
they go big
I feel like
or
they
nothing.
really got to start showing stuff for that TV show, the Monarch
gotta
TV
show.
show, because like
Yeah.
us, we know post 2014 events, but the average Joe Schmo doesn't know anything about that. They're gonna all be so confused.
Nobody knows anything, and I hope they are learning something with this Kong show, this Skull Island anime cartoon, sorry, because they didn't talk about it. They showed us a footprint 2 years ago, and that footprint got more like clout
Yeah,
on
the
the internet.
footprint looked like anime too. It looked like Samurai Jack style animation.
It
That's what I
looked
thought for
great.
sure. Man.
Yeah, you know, like everybody got really hyped for that, and then they didn't show anything. We thought the show was dead until this trailer was just released the other day, and that kind of like I think it came back to bite him in the butt a little bit. So, to your point, Johnny, they got to show something for that TV show, because right now the only people that know that there's a MonsterVerse TV show being made is us freaking weirdo nerds that are in love with this. You know, like no one's like the general audience doesn't care, and that's
They've just shown actors so far. No one cares about those in a kaiju movie.
yeah, no, you know, like it would be exciting to see them show up, but you
Yeah.
know, we want to see more, right? So
Once
so
they
far
bond,
about, yeah, so far with this new TV show, all we know allegedly is that it's called Legacy of Monsters, thanks to KDM. We don't know if that's what he says it's going to officially be. We still haven't gotten the official word from Legendary, and that's the best time to do it, is at this Comic-Con, right? So if they're going to reveal anything big for the MonsterVerse, it's going to be then, I think.
Yeah, there isn't really a better time to announce it, and I hope they know that, because if they don't, that's just a big screw up on their side. Like there's no way to explain that. Like if they don't do it now in Comic-Con, when else are you gonna do it?
Yeah, you know, like it all lines up. Like unless the show's gonna come out after the movie, which I think would be silly.
It'd be
you know?
silly because it's a prequel. You can't be mixing up the timeline that
then
much for
it'd be
normies. They won't get it.
Yeah, they'd be like, why, what, you know, like that'd be too much. So it has to come out more than likely this fall, because that's when big TV shows tend to release. It's September through December. That's what they've all been doing. Last of Us came out then. All the Star Wars shows usually come out then. All the big or wannabe big shows try to come out during that time period. So the end of July is about a month, month and a half away from September or so. That's the time to go and give it an official title, give it an official trailer, and just let the internet and let us people go and hype your stuff up for that whole 2 months and get everyone just roaring for that TV show, because they got an uphill battle. It's on Apple TV. Like, how many people have Apple TV?
I have to buy it for this crap.
I don't have Apple TV. I mean, I used to. Well, actually, I take that back. I do, because Prehistoric Planet.
Yeah, Prehistoric Planet's the other thing.
Other than that, there's not
that,
really any reason to get it, and the general audience is going to be. That's what you want for a kaiju movie, right? You don't want to go get the film like, look at the dynamic nature of this scene. Those people don't care about They don't care about monster movies. So like, you got to get the general audience to go get on board with Apple TV. So like, they better start. So Comic-Con, my best bet. TV show goodness. I don't think we're going to see much for the new Empire until Christmas time.
We need to see a Muto Prime teaser for that TV show. I don't know any other event that took place after 2014, and I feel like it'll really draw the crowd in more than some random kaiju no one's seen before.
If they want this show to be a success, put Muto Prime. Because if they don't put Muto Prime, then it's like it
makes all that lore useless.
You're making Mutos obsolete, basically, almost.
It's just a shame. Yeah,
it's like the mother of all Mutos. You're just gonna ignore that she exists? Like, how dare you, Legendary? How
nonsense.
Yeah,
it's like the species evolved to counter Godzilla overpopulating, like nature's response to Godzilla. The way I see it, the Mutos. So they're important. They belong in there.
Yeah, and they kind of wimpified the Muto, like the queen or whatever, that bowed to Godzilla. I'm like,
dude, she didn't do anything.
I was like, in your own lore, this would never happen.
Like, do you know how hard you have to fight to be the queen of Muto? She would never just give in like that. Yeah, that bugged me a little.
After
even Rodan was hesitant.
Yeah, like that whole species evolved to kill Godzilla. It's not gonna just So weird dynamic there. But anyway, Comic-Con, best bet for more MonsterVerse stuff. And we'll probably even get some Toho stuff, because I imagine they're going to show up, because they're doing their whole Godzilla worldly takeover thing, trying to get us, the other parts of the world more aware of Godzilla, building that brand, building that rep. So expect to see a little bit of Godzilla Zero as well. Maybe we can hope to see that. So anyway, guys, and that note, that's pretty much the last chance of us getting any big MonsterVerse news drops. If they don't send us any then it's all over at that point. I guess the MonsterVerse
just sad
is
to
truly
think
dead.
about. Because if the next movies don't do well, it's going to seriously hinder the possibility of movies after that. And if that's just the end of the MonsterVerse, that'd be so depressing.
They have big plans. From what I've heard from people who kind of know people who know people, is that they got big plans. The biggest plans for the MonsterVerse that they've had since, like, probably Godzilla 2014, to where they're like, holy crap, we can actually make 4 movies out of this. So there's even the guy who wrote and kind of made this Skull Island cartoon that we've talked about. Even he's over here tweetering, or whatever you want to call it these days. I don't mess around on Twitter. He's over there saying, I already wrote a season 2, so as long as you guys watch season 1, we'll get a season 2 of that. Whether he was joking or not, you know, he probably mentally has season 2 ready to go. So they better start promoting this stuff, because we got a big boom for the new Empire, and then the Skull Island show kind of went...
No one knows what any of those other monsters are. It's like, what the hell's that bulldog thing, bro? People associate it with Kong, so without Kong, they really
I'm gonna blame the MonsterVerse. I'm gonna blame the MonsterVerse boner kill on that bulldog monster, because like we saw that and we're like,
it looks ridiculous. It looks like a Disney character.
True, and then there's like the little girl riding it, and I'm like, God.
That was the boner kill.
Domesticating Skull Island monsters.
Yeah, it's like I don't think people like thought it necessarily looked bad. It's just like, like, you know, you can't take it serious. Like, once again, to kind of end our talk before we segue into the outro here, is that if you tell someone to expect one thing and then you deliver a different thing, they're gonna get kind of turned off. And so I really hope that this Skull Island show can turn around the vibe. I don't think it's gonna be bad, but like, it's a shame to see it kind of.
I want to see guts, a lot of guts.
Man,
then it's a
there better be a damn good reason why she's riding that animal, because like Skull Island creatures.
It wouldn't happen in the MonsterVerse Skull Island creature. It doesn't even look. It looks like something you see in one of those old 1960s, 70s cartoons, to where it's like, what is that, like the old He-Man cartoon? They had that dragon. Tiger. Yeah, you know, like it kind of gives you that vibe of a character to where he's gonna be like, what
is it, buddy? There's a fire.
It's like, oh no.
Like, if there was a debate between which island is more dangerous, Peter Jackson's or the MonsterVerse, this freaking pug animal just ended the debate, and now Peter Jackson is way more dangerous, because there's nothing you could absolutely like domesticate in Peter Jackson's Skull Island. Like it's crazy. But yeah, let's just go ahead and move on to that.
So well, you know, here's the thing. That's pretty much it for the news, guys. That's what to expect. Stay tuned to Dangerville, to GojiCenter, to Johnny's 7,000 channels he's got, because you know more and more is gonna come out. But I know a creature that can't be tamed, and that's the SKULLCRAWLER.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
unless
the
it does. Unless it does get tamed.
Stop it, John. Stop it.
If it gets tamed, I'm gonna fly over.
And they feed it.
Oh gosh. Yeah, well, maybe we'll see orangutan having a couple leashed SKULLCRAWLERs. Now that would be dope, right?
A big, nice hairlined orangutan. Exactly.
There you go.
He's the only one that is allowed to tame SKULLCRAWLERs. Orangutan.
There you go. Anyway, regarding the SKULLCRAWLER, we're going to go and continue this conversation over on the BEASTHUB, talking about the SKULLCRAWLER. We're going to get Johnny's thoughts on just how awesome this monster is. So make sure to go check out the BEASTHUB podcast. I'll leave links and all that goodness, and you can go and subscribe if that video's not out, and you'll be ready for it. And if it is out, then there it is for you. So thank you guys for coming and watching and hanging out with us today. Kind of wanted to bring this video to you guys in more of a personal way, where it's just 3 bros hanging out talking about potential news and MonsterVerse goodness. So if you want more kind of talks like this, you want me to have the guys back on Dangerville, let me know down in the comments, share the video around, and we'll see you in the next one.
As kaiju fans, we generally love to see intense monster battles and epically dangerous adventures. And you can get just that thanks to this video's sponsor, Final Fantasy XIV. Said to be one of the greatest Final Fantasy games of all time, this online game will allow you to explore 2 of these award-winning games for free. Yep! A free trial that even gives you plenty of things to do. That's rare these days, I know. The trial comes with 14 different jobs, some of which are fan favorites from throughout the franchise, and you can play all of these with one single character. No need to go and create separate characters in order to enjoy all the game has to offer. So use our link down below to go fight monsters and evil people with big giant swords and crazy magic. You can get all the way up to level 60 with just a free trial, so hey, what's to lose? Just go click on the little link below the video, and it'll bring you up to the sign up screen for the game. From there, just go through the basic sign up process, and there you go, there's your free trial. Easy as that.